you don't have staff, so.
Yeah, my group is all qualitative. A large portion of, especially because we're bringing them back into the institution, but we, you know, it's limited to that period.
Well, as we're reflecting on what we do to help the student to get to this point, to get registered for the upcoming semester, do you guys ever receive any formal feedback from students or include students in the process to try to engage them? So us looking in the mirror and out the window, using the metaphor, you know, taking a deeper look at what we're standing back, what are we doing to help the students to smoothly get registered and to navigate through a system that we know well, but they do not. So what are we doing to assist students in navigating through our system in order to get registered for the upcoming semester and to prevent them from running into barriers? Because just using my example with Miko, it was just a fluke, but he's proactive.
We generally explain to students what to expect and what the next steps are, which generally is, they just want to know what's going to happen. And if something's not going to happen overnight or right then, we communicate that to them. So we generally don't have a lot of issues. And if we can't do it when we told them, then we can reach back out to them and say, this is what's going on, and we just communicate with them.
I feel like for the registration process, that's already done. I'm only seeing them if there's something wrong to some degree, right? Like they're only coming, by the time they're talking to me, it's because what was originally scheduled or planned isn't working, and so they're coming to me for a change, not to create the plan with them, if that makes sense.
The students I'm speaking to are the students who I'm, if you will, chasing.
Okay.
Who haven't done anything for whatever reason. That's the ones that I'm trying to spend more of my time with, but that's very difficult.
Do any of you have the situation I have? Most of the campuses I'm at, even before they register, counselors send a student up to me to talk about what they should take for IT or help them select an IT decision.
No.
You don't get that?
We
You do?
yeah, occasionally, especially if it's a student that's transferring from another institution and they might have something that they want to get credit for.
Okay.
And so the faculty coordinators are very helpful in that situation. Yeah, we can give them credit for this. This is just like this class, so you have to rely on them.
We get two. We get that, and we get the folks that get put in the wrong program. We get folks that are told there are no transfer programs for IT. We get a whole host, and it takes some time because sometimes they lose a term because they took 2 or 3 wrong classes.
One of the biggest problems we have is the sequence of classes, the availability of classes, and whether or not the counselor told them the right thing to begin with.
Because sequence is pretty critical for you?
Critical, yep.
And Chuck, I would say when I went to the IT class that I was in, a lot of the questions, or even the faculty member who was there, it was concerns about information that the students had given prior to even getting into that class from counseling and stuff. So it was not sure about what the right path was, and they were in that class, and so it was trying to figure out. We had a small discussion about how can we kind of navigate. So like they're ending up in the class, and it might not be the right class.
Thanks for going there. I heard good reports of that class. Thank you.
Within nursing, at times, we do rely a lot on the counseling department to assist us with communicating expectations as it relates to what's outlined within their program planner. We don't expect them to know all of our rules and procedures, but every once in a while, we do get students or recommendations forwarded to us. Well, this student has this concern, or they need this class and they're trying to get in, but it's just like it's not gonna it's not gonna work, you know. Sometimes there's unrealistic expectations. Sometimes it's, okay, what's gonna be the right program based on the semester, depending on, you know, if they're a fall start versus spring start. Practical nursing only starts in the fall, and that's it. So it can be challenging at times, as it relates to that, but we, in my department, I think we do a fair job of talking with students and providing them the support, but I'm curious I'll pick on Ms. Chandra, because she said she doesn't have too many issues within her department. What type of strategies do you use within your department to help support students? Because it sounds like from the staffing, you're fully staffed, you have the support there from the numbers, it is what I assume. But if I need some additional strategies to help build up my team, you know, so we can look better before rehearsal and go time, you know, do you have any suggestions for that?
With my team, two of them were already in place, and I got to hire the other two. So when I hired the other two, I made sure they were strong in the areas that I needed someone strong in.
Okay, so what are those areas?
For instance, with Gigi, she's really energetic and excited about reaching out to students on the phones. So she really owns our retention efforts. And to the extent that students feel so comfortable with her, they just stop by to see her and speak. And they'll stop in the office and just to speak or to say hello. And that's something that she enjoys doing, and she's really good at it. And so I had other people on the team that were not so great at it. And I found that putting the people in places where they're strongest is what makes an effective team for me. So instead of forcing people to try to do something that, yeah.
Okay.
And if I can build on that too, is over the summer, both Emily and Diana also knew students well, where they had data collected on students of prior efforts. So they knew exactly who the students were. And again, I was just getting started here, and they're like, oh yeah, we know who that person is. And so that's another side. It wasn't just the face-to-face work they've done or telephone work. They actually kept really good records.
Yeah, they keep spreadsheets and everything. So.
Is everybody's staff basically the same way?
Seriously.
No sarcasm, Mr. Muska. I'm just curious because you hit a number. I have one person. That's it. 4 campuses, 16 full-time faculty, and about 800 students.
I think regardless of like what area you're in, whether it's academic or somewhere else, I think that people that I see that are really good about this own the problem that's brought to them. In terms of like, if a student brings you a problem, you might not know the answer, and a lot of times you don't know how, like exactly how to get a solution, but they own the problem when they find the solution. Because I think every day, and we can't know everything, and I think that, and I think like of Angie Odom and some other people that are just really good about, okay, so what's really going on and what is the root of the problem and what are the resources that I have that I could try to figure this out. And I think for students, it's just knowing that there's somebody that's gonna help them figure it out, especially if they're really upset or whatever it be. And I don't think it matters where you are in the institution, but it's just that kind of owning the problem that the student brings to you and not thinking it's not your problem because it's not your area.
Okay. So to play devil's advocate with everybody, what if you don't have that?
Then you got a problem.
I got a problem, right? I have a problem because.
I would say that, I'm sorry, like, when I went out to East, I don't think I had a ton of that kind of orientation in terms of solving whatever walks in the door, but you can model that behavior and set an expectation, and that's what I try to kind of do, is that we don't, because that's the Metro way. And so like when I went out there and I encountered a kind of a different way, you kind of set that tone, like this is what we do, we don't know the answer, and show them that even in a different position that you're gonna take your time and be the problem solver and own the student problem. And I think when they see that, that kind of ingrains it a little bit more. I think